So, we want to build a Hunter's Faith. I'm going to show you the most damaging way to build and set up a Hunter's Faith right now. Obviously, you're going to need the Hunter's Faith 6-piece classified sets. We'll start with the sniper. Okay, so the sniper that I have is one I'm going to hold on to for a very long time. Disciplined, brutal, and deadly. Okay, deadly and disciplined go together very, very well, and obviously brutal for the headshot damage as it's a headshot build. So, disciplined, obviously, every kill makes your next shot a guaranteed critical. Brutal, 12% headshot damage, and deadly, 15% critical hit damage. Mods on the sniper. Okay, so I've tested a lot of different variations on this, and this is just the best setup for damage that I have found. 12 times as a scope. Okay, so we got 18% headshot damage straight up. If you can get one with critical hit damage as well, that would be great. So you can see there, 18% headshot damage, 2% accuracy, and 4% crit hit damage. That is a max roll, 12 times scope. Extended mag, a little bit of magazine size, because when you reload you lose the Hunter's Faith stack. So you want to go for an extended mag there, and if you can get rate of fire, that's great, or even crit hit chance, crit damage. But I don't think crit hit chance is worth investing in this build with a disciplined sniper. If you do not have a sniper with disciplined on it, then I would invest a little bit more into crit hit chance. Possibly swap out a few of the mods that we're going to talk about in a second. The grip, red. Okay, the small grip, red. The crit hit damage, which is the best by far that you can get other than the others. So I've got quite a few of them there. Max roll is 19 crit hit damage, and I've got reload speed and accuracy. SR7 suppressor. Now you could use an Omega suppressor here, but I found the SR7 is slightly more damaging by, like, not very much, but it is slightly more damage. So you get 19% crit hit damage, 2.5% crit hit chance, and 6% headshot damage. With the Omegas, we got one here somewhere. That's probably in the stash. Probably in the stash. The Omegas give you headshot damage and then crit hit damage, but the headshot damage is only 18%, and the crit goes up to 6. So you're getting an extra 1% on the main stat with going crit hit damage on the SR7 suppressor, which just helps that little 1% quite a lot. Gear wise, this is very important on the build. This is what makes or breaks the build, is the attributes that you roll onto the gear. So on the chest, you can't really, there's not much to sort of choose from. If you can get skill haste and enemy armor damage, that would be great, but enemy armor damage is a must. Okay. The mask, damage to elites and enemy armor damage. Damage to elites being the main stat there. If you can't get anything else on the mask, then get damage to elites. Knee pads, critical hit damage, damage to elites. You want these to be rolled into firearms, by the way, guys. This whole build is rolled into firearms, otherwise you'll lose the amount of time it takes to build up the stacks for the Hunter's Faith set. No, you only need to go to 9k. If you really wanted to, you could possibly swap out some of these mods and put some stamina mods in to bring that stamina up a little bit higher, but keeping the 9,000 firearms. But like I said, this is the most damaging build that I have found. Heavily invested into firearms. Damage to elites and critical hit damage on the knee pads. Backpack, critical hit damage. Okay. That is obviously going to be one of the main. Okay, here's where it gets a bit hard and grindy to get the perfect gloves. Gloves, I've got enemy armor damage, marksman rifle damage, and critical hit damage. Like I said, if you don't have a sniper with discipline on it, you could possibly go crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and marksman rifle damage. but because I've got disciplined, I don't really need to spec into crit hit chance at all. So I've gone for a little bit extra damage on the enemy armor damage there. I don't know, I was just mega lucky to drop those gloves. Holster is sort of whatever you want. I've gone for reload speed. You can go for crit chance or anything like that. So that's pretty much the build. Just make sure that you get the damage to elites on both the mask and the knee pads, because that makes a huge difference. Mod wise, I've got firearms with damage to elites mods. Now you can only get these firearms in purple. You can't get them in gold. I picked them up from a vendor, but you might have to wait quite a while to be able to pick up these mods because they don't come out very often. So keep an eye out. 4% is actually the max, so the ones I've got on aren't even the max, as I'm only wearing 3%. So I've got all them mods on all of the firearms mods there. And then for performance mods, I've just got sort of first aid, self heal. I could possibly go for a like a pulse crit hit damage, to be fair. Got some of them bad boys kicking about. Oops, that's a PvP version. It's not much different, but Hunter's Faith doesn't really work very well in PvP, guys, by the way. It's rare. I was hoping it was going to be a one-shot build, but it's not. It's really not, and it makes me sad. Okay, so pulse created damage on the mods. And now I shall show you just why.
Rikers out at the knees. There's no one who can replace Lorraine Barrett. She's the one who organized the escape.
I think that disciplined on the sniper is very overrated, underrated.
I'd be grateful. All right, get them out first, but don't jeopardize the mission. We're going in on your heels. The jailbreak ends here.
And just like that, the Hunter's Faith is born. So you saw there quite a lot of like high digits. Most of them were, well, all of them were criticals. So that's where the disciplined is a very nice talent, because you wouldn't be able to hit that many criticals or them sort of digits without. Referring a Hunter's Faith back to Sentry, I think Sentry's call is still very strong. I'm really enjoying Hunter's Faith at the moment, but I think Sentry's call is still stronger in the long run, because I still hit the same base damage, but I actually end up hitting more with Sentry after the marks are built. But that's a discussion for another time. So guys, yeah, that is pretty much it. If you want to know the abilities, obviously I've got Pulse and Booster Shot. Talents wise, I've got Tactical Advance, which I don't really utilise very much. Combat Medic, just because I'm a team player, you know. Steady Hands, and One is None. One is None is pretty much the one you want. If you have that one and any other combination, you'll be okay. So when you headshot, you have a 50% chance to not consume the bullet, which means you can keep the stacks up for longer because you won't have to reload as much if you're hitting their headshots. So yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching. If you found the build useful, or you want to ask any questions or anything like that, just please comment on the video. And I will help you. I will help you out as much as I can. Cheers, guys.